And good evening and welcome to ScareTOUR Sunday synopsis for Sunday the 21st of March. We are still in lockdown. As you can see, my hair is getting longer, but the end is on its way. It's looking brighter out there. It's about 3 or 4 weeks till the pubs open, or outdoors at least, and a couple of months before attractions and everything can open. So yeah, it's starting to look like we're returning back to normality. So what has happened this week? It's been a really busy week. And of course, the biggest news this week was that we announced the shortlist nominees for the Scar Awards. If you haven't seen that video, that's available on the ScareCon Facebook page or on ScareCon, www.scarecon.org. It was a really difficult year for the whole judging panel as to how we would do things. Some events didn't really open for very long in the year. A lot of events couldn't open. So we talk a bit in the video about how that was decided and how things got included or not. But yeah, congratulations to everyone who did manage to open safely last year. And yeah, we shall be presenting those awards, currently presenting them virtually on the 12th of May. But we are looking to see what we can do with ScareCon. And if anything changes there, we will get back to you and let you know as soon as possible. So let's get on with the rest of the news. Obviously, people are starting to get hyped about what's going to happen over Halloween. So first up, Scream Factory have announced all their dates for this year and announced a new scare zone called The Purge. With that, they've also upgraded everyone who had tickets from last year and brought them forward. They've been upgraded into the VIP zone. You can also now buy VIP tickets. So we're looking forward to see. There seems to be a gift box of stuff that they're giving out. So interesting to see what Scream Factory come up with this year, but it's always a great event, so we're looking forward to heading up there. In sad news, we were the first to break that, unfortunately, Zombie Boot Camp has now gone under. The company behind that will not be running the event anymore. Now, this was an event that generally slipped under the radar. Not many people spoke about it. We visited it a number of times. It was easily the most visceral, most hands-on zombie event we've ever done. I remember we went with Sam, and when we were driving home, at one point Sam was like going, "What's that in my back?" And he had keys from a keyboard lodged down the back of his neck, because when you go into the experience, you have full riot gear on, and basically the zombies touch you, grapple you to the ground. At one point, they had a keyboard like this, and they were just smacking it over our heads. Well, obviously, we had helmets on. Absolutely brutal. Very unique. But unfortunately, I think it's Ram Training. Either they've gone under or Zombie Boot Camp have, but that is no more. There is no more Zombie Boot Camp, so that's really sad. So in other zombie news, on the other side, Zombie Uprising have been really pushing some of their new events. So they've got the Borderlands coming soon this year. They've also got the Last Stand, which they're only able to run a few dates for for last year. And of course, they've got a competition to win a PS5. So if you like shooting zombies at home and you want to enter that competition, obviously PS5s are really difficult to get hold of at the moment. So it's always worth entering that and seeing if you can win. Also announced this week, Yorkshire Scaregrounds have got a new scare zone stroke area called Totally Tropical Terror. For those who remember Lilt back in the 80s, that's obviously a throwback to that, which was the drink with the totally tropical taste. But Totally Tropical Terror looks like very much a voodoo Caribbean style theme, and it looks like it's going to be quite interesting. So we're looking forward to getting up there this year. Another tease we saw this year was the Theatre of Dark Encounters. Our teasing Zombie Encounter will be back. Now, we did a couple of the Zombie Encounter experiences in the past. We did the one at the Milestones Living Museum. We love the story and the way they do the things. So Theatre of Dark Encounters look like they will be doing something at the Bursleden Brickworks, which was where we did an escape room a couple of weeks ago, and that's a really atmospheric building. So looking forward to running around there to being chased by zombies. This week also saw a reveal of a few new details in War of the World. So the War of the World, Jeff Wayne's War of the World's immersive experience in London. The Journey to London part has been replaced. Now, we've done this experience, and at this point you were in a virtual reality headset. you were free roaming for a room. Obviously, you were tied up to a computer and everything, but you were walking with other people, and everyone around you was an avatar, and you could see, different people of different heights moving around you. We had some problems with the virtual reality when we went. At one point, the person next to us was just a floating set of eyeballs, which was spooky enough in its own right. But the feeling of the journey to London, journey to the house, was all presented through virtual reality. It looks like that whole scene has now been taken out, and it's going to be live sets and encounters with aliens and more projected scenes in the background as opposed to virtual reality. So it'll be, I think, because of some of the problems they were having is probably why they've taken that section out. But that now will be opening up in June when events are allowed to open. Talking of things opening, we've got the opening date for House of Frankenstein in Bath. They've shared some pictures of construction, and they're due to open in June this year. So good luck to them, and we will be popping down there when they open. In other news on opening dates, we still don't know what's happening with Alton Towers Dungeon. It looks like all the indoor attractions will not be opening when the park opens on the 12th of April. So news on that coming soon. Over in Europe, Amsterdam Dungeon is currently planned for the 1st of April, Berlin Dungeon on the 1st of April, and Hamburg on the 2nd of April for weekends going on. Obviously, if you've read the news today, Germany and France are having very large spikes in coronavirus, so there is a very good chance that those opening dates and whatever may well change. Obviously, all opening dates at the moment are all subject to the current COVID issues. Other dungeons, Blackpool Dungeon is currently saying they will open on the 28th of May, but not Mondays and Fridays, so just midweek and weekends. London is scheduled for the 31st of May, Warwick on the 17th of May, and York on the 31st of May. But again, those dates could change quite easily, so obviously check the website. But tickets are now on sale for all of those dates. This week has seen us do a couple of reviews. Just because we're in lockdown, we're still continuing the reviews. So we played Manor of Lies by Morpheus Show UK. It's another one of these create your own adventures where you can decide how the story is going. Really good fun. This was like a Regency Agatha Christie whodunit, and we managed to work out what was going on and who escaped. And the other thing we did on Friday, we were invited to the press launch of Kindling Owl by Swamp Motel. Now, we've done a couple of their experiences. The review will be up soon, but this was it was half immersive theatre, it was half escape room, it was half puzzle game. It was, well, there are too many halves, but there was lots of different elements to it. We ended up going off to people's Instagram feeds, texting people, sending emails, doing loads of different things. So it was like a detective story. Obviously, there was an undercurrent of evil. The show includes Dominic Monaghan, who is obviously famous from Lost and Lord of the Rings. And it was a really well-produced show. The way they put everything together felt really cohesive and was great fun. And we escaped, or should we say we saved the world with about 25 minutes spare. So that now is available, the Kindling Hour. If you want something a bit different, definitely recommend it. Really good fun. And yeah, that's on there. So that's it for this week. Coming up next week, obviously the quiz is back. I know you missed it this week, so the quiz will be back on Friday night, so look forward to that. We also are featuring on Picking Brains podcast tomorrow. We will be talking about the Scare Awards, how the nominations were created, how the shortlist was done, and just really how things have been working in a COVID year. And what we can expect going forward. So do tune in tomorrow to Picking Brains podcast. So with that, we're going to sign off. I've done too much talking this week with everything, because I'm losing my voice. So with that, I am going to sign off. We will see you next Sunday. See you on Friday for the quiz, and tune in on Monday to the Picking Brains podcast. So with that, we're going to sign off and say, see you soon.